How did your father's passing shape your personal and professional path?
Honestly, he shaped a large part of who I am while growing up. I lost him at a very young age. So that's when I got talking to a lot of people. I actually met a few artisans as well. I still remember some time back we had an artisan family who came to our house to work
Okay.
and do the household job. And when I asked him, "Where's your village?" and "What were you doing previously? Where were you working?" He told me I had to shut it down because nobody actually bought my rugs. Um, so that was very disheartening to see. I said, "Now who's going to follow it up?" He's like, "My father is no more. I don't want to carry it because I'll die of hunger after him." Um, so that was a very humbling experience also for me. So that is what led to the idea of Srjana.
Welcome to Beyond Her Story. This is your weekly dose of inspiration right here on Wonder Woman Wednesday. And today we have the pleasure of talking to Divya Singh, a resilient soul who turned her life's trials into triumphs. Now, from facing academic setbacks to personal losses and professional hurdles, she has navigated through life's roller coaster with remarkable strength. Now, she's a successful brand strategist and the proud founder of Srjana, a brand that celebrates Indian art and craft. So let's dive into her journey and uncover the stories behind her success. Hi Divya, thank you for joining us on Beyond Her Story Wonder Woman Wednesday.
Hi, Sneha. It's my pleasure that you've decided to have me on board for this.
Yeah, thank you. So, shall we start with the questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, where you are today and what you started off is like, I think, chalk and cheese. So, let us talk about your roller coaster journey.
Yeah.
And maybe you can take us back to the beginning where, you decided to pursue civil services, right? So,
Yeah.
can you tell us, like, what was the driving force behind that?
So honestly, it was never my idea to go in for civil services, but my father, having played a major role in my life, he was very adamant that I should appear for civil services because amongst the siblings, I was the brightest according to him. So he thought I'd clear it certainly with flying colors. That's when he encouraged me, and after when you're out of school and college, you're at such a gullible age that whatever your parents tell you, generally you tend to believe. And the generation that we come from, not a lot of us had many that sort of an exposure to go and understand things. We had to figure out a lot of things on our own. And by and large, we all relied on our parents to guide us and things like that. So that's when my father told me, and I just, without having to think twice and say batting an eyelid, I just went ahead, started studying and things like that. But I was not sure that, if this is what I wanted to do. But during the course of it, I think I started to like what I was doing. I think I became more knowledgeable, more aware. I could speak on topics and things like that. So that also got me interested in this. Yeah.
But did you have anything else in mind when your father suggested?
Uh, Honestly, when I was growing up, I wanted to become a pilot. I wanted to join the Indian Air Force. I was actually starting to become that. That was probably the only dream I had. But at a very young age, it's just that I started to wear glasses at a young age. I still remember probably in class seventh.
Okay.
That's when I realized, everybody told me, "Oh, you're not going ahead with this dream, so you need to start having plan B." So
Okay.
that's when I thought, let's just go with the flow. Let's see what life has for us.
Okay. So how was it when you had that first setback with the civil services exam? Like,
Oh, it
how
was
did you
shattering
cope with
on.
that? Yeah.
No, it was actually shattering because that's the time. I mean, failures actually hit you and hit you really hard. It makes you question everything you've done so far. It makes you analyze, introspect, and in my case, I mean, I just took some time off. To also understand that, I think I was intelligent because I could clear preliminary rounds. Because people who were competing with us were from different age groups, different backgrounds, and things like that. But having not being able to clear mains, even while writing the examination, I knew I was not going to make it because seeing the kind of um the exam itself is so laborious that it makes you understand where you already are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but you're always clinching to that one ray of hope that what if, you get
Yeah.
through and things like that. So I probably clung to that, but that was a time that not only gets you depressed, but it makes you question everything you are. It makes you have doubts about yourself. It makes you understand, oh God, now, do I have to start all over again in life? Where do I get started from? Because those many years that you've given to this exam, you don't know how to justify all of that. So,
Yeah. And at that age, I think it is even more difficult, right? Because
yeah,
you
because you
really
don't
feel
really
lost.
know where to go
Yeah.
and how to go about doing things at all. So,
Yeah. So, based on what you said, I think you were very close to your father, right?
yeah.
So, losing a parent it's just unimaginable. So, how did your father's passing shape your personal and professional path?
Honestly, he shaped a large part of who I am while growing up. I mean, I lost him at a very young age. So, but having said that, I wouldn't say he really shaped my professional life, but a large part of who I am, that's what he shaped me. And I believe you carry your personal ethos with you wherever you work or whatever you do.
True.
And it's up to you how you build certain things. So I think today who I am, a large part of it I credit only to my father and obviously my mother. But having said that, he was my rock. I mean, whenever anybody questioned or doubted me, he was always the one who said that, I know you can do it. And he just made everything sound so easy and so flawless that I cannot do anything wrong. So when you have that, it's always, even if they're not around, their voice echoes back to you. I know you can do it. So I think sometimes, I think people really undermine the fact that, when they look for strength here and there and everywhere else, sometimes you just need to look at your own people to draw that strength. They are enough to help you navigate bigger setbacks in life.
Yeah,
Um,
very true.
so yeah.
Okay. So they say, there's a saying which says pain is a great motivator.
Absolutely.
So,
I swear by it.
so that's true for you, that means, right?
Yeah. Only when you hit the rock bottom, that's when you realize, because when you're just falling, it's like a free fall. When you're going down, not many come down with you. There are very few who will, lend you a shoulder to even cry on. There'll be few to hold your hand, and you actually know the bigger picture that these are the people you have to carry with you. These are the people who will not judge you, who will be unassuming about anything you do, but will be around for you. So I actually know those kind of people on the tip of my fingers. But while I was growing up, and when I say growing up, I was actually climbing up the ladder gradually in life. There are a lot of people who came by and went, but I knew which my tighter circle was, and I just kept them more tight to me. And yeah, I mean, I'm a very social person. I'm very vocal about things and stuff like that. But otherwise, I'm somebody who is I mean, I like to keep close to my circle and a very intimate person. Things yeah.
Okay.
So I'm an introvert, but uh, I come across as an extrovert.
Yeah. True. So how did you find that strength, in your lowest phase?
I mean, honestly, it's I don't know. I'm somebody who also believes in a lot of science.
Okay.
When you believe in something, there are signs that everybody, helps you with. When you say we are seeking God for help, we are seeking God for answers, God always answers. I'm becoming very God fearing here, but that's not the case. You always find your answers, what you're looking for. Sometimes rather than looking everywhere, you also need to introspect and give yourself that time. I think when you are the lowest in your life, that's when you need to take a step back and sit back and think, what is it that you want? What is it that gets you that mental peace? What is it that you want to do? It's not necessary that you have to do something. It's just that you need to regain that lost confidence. You need to regain that faith in yourself. And more importantly, all of us have setbacks, just that setbacks are different for different people. It may come early for some, it may come later in life for some, but it's who we are and what we are that really shapes or helps us navigate and understand the bigger picture in life. So um that's how it just moves forward. So,
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think that's what you said makes sense, Divya. Like you introspect and see, like
yeah.
they say, right, if you're at the lowest point, then you can only go up from there, not go down. So I
And
think
I personally think it's very important to hit that rock bottom, at least at some stage in your life. I'm not saying everybody should face that setback, but it helps you understand the larger picture. And then when you move up the ladder, you're so focused, you know what you want to do, you know where you want to be, and it gives you that strength and confidence because you have designed that path or you've made that blueprint for yourself and you've done it all by yourself, how to come back up. There'll be people to guide you, there'll be people to help you, but it's you alone, it's your own journey that you have to move up. And it's really up to you as a person. If you want to fall back on negatives, you will find ways to be negative, but if you still want to cling on to hope, even if it's the last ray, you will find your way through it. So I always believe there's light at the end of the tunnel. So yes, it just shines up on everybody at a different time.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. So from there to landing a role in Jaipur where you actually, implemented some things which helped the company grow, right?
Right.
A lot.
Right.
So can you talk a bit about that and let us know like what your role was and what were the strategies?
Firstly, I was very thankful for that job because it's when you are desperate, you just want to get out of that drowning stage and show somebody that somebody should show a little faith in you, okay, your abilities. I'm not sure if he actually saw had faith in my abilities, but I think they were also just so flustered finding somebody, and I just happened to land that job. They probably gave me like, so my internship with them was also way longer. It was almost 8 months,
Okay.
and it was my make or break chance in life, because more than the job, it was for me to understand, am I capable enough? Because when you doubt yourself, you have doubts about so many things. So you need to put a mix of everything, your confidence, your beliefs, your hard work. So I still remember sitting up late at night and working out things. That was a time when I learned a lot online, whether it's social media strategies, whether it's branding, how to go about doing things. What is it that I can bring to the table that's different? And in this job, particularly in this job, first it took me a bit to understand, but then I also knew at the back of my mind that I had to act fast and I had to act smart, in the sense that I had to show results sooner, so that they understand that maybe she can help us and things like that. So that's when I took a chance and reached out to people here and there, and I don't know, maybe luck would have it or whatever. And whatever I strategized, it actually landed up for them and it worked for them. So I still remember them doing a bigger show for US Polo Association in Bangalore. I still remember near Sri Lanka. That was their first big break. And they had a couple of Kannada stars as well walking the ramp for them. So that was all my brainchild, and how we navigated and how we gave a different course to the brand itself. That's where I also got noticed, when I actually was flooded with quite a few offers from others, if you can.
Okay.
So, but I think I stuck to them because it was also that, they gave me that chance when I had nowhere else to turn to.
Yeah.
So I still thank my first boss for that job because he believed in me when
Yeah.
nobody else probably believed in me. And even when I myself probably had doubts believing in my abilities.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
So what was the role about?
so I was a brand consultant there. I also managed their content strategy, their branding associations,
Okay.
brand collaborations, and brand strategies in terms of how should we what all activities or what all should we do to scale up the brand and eventually gain presence pan India so that they have a larger market for themselves.
Okay.
So that's how we got started. Yeah,
Okay. And after that, I think you've moved through a
yeah,
lot of cities and you've built quite an impressive career, I must say. So, what is the secret to adapting to new places and roles so seamlessly?
I think it's more about there are times that a lot of people cannot. I mean, I personally have come across a lot of people now that I'm in Bangalore and I was in Bombay prior to this. I have seen a lot of people have that mental block. Oh, I cannot live in the city. Oh my God, I feel so flustered. It's traffic. So, I mean, I just feel like isn't the traffic because of us, because of educated people like us? Why do we always blame the government for things? And if this is something that stops you from your growth or understanding or moving forward in life, then there are going to be bigger challenges as well. So I think it's about the mindset, more about the mindset. When people put a disclaimer saying that, I cannot move here, I cannot settle there, it's what you speak to yourself, you eventually start believing it. So I think you should, more than the world encouraging you, we must encourage ourselves more. I can go anywhere and adjust. And honestly, my secret was I was in a boarding school all throughout. So it was
Okay.
easier for me to adapt, adjust, and acclimatize to any place or people. So that's the secret sauce for
Okay.
moving places.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
you,
also,
yeah,
yeah, and for work, I think it's more about only thing I've learned is you have to be patient. You
yeah.
have to put in the hard work and be consistent with your hard work. There is no shortcut, and you will get there eventually. So that's something that I have been applying to my brand as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah, I think that is one thing you nailed it absolutely, Divya, where you said, it's all
yeah,
about the mindset. I
yeah,
think that is what you think, and what you have in your mind is what you start,
absolutely
yeah, implementing, behaving as per what you think. So,
right.
yeah. And after this, you actually went independent. So, going independent, I think that was a bold move, right?
That was very interesting. In fact, a lot of my clients who I was working for, they themselves asked me, Madam, why are you even working here? I said, why? So, I mean, I have a good job. I get free on time. I get to go home. They're like, no, why don't you start on your own? I think we can do great things together. I was like, really? So that's when it came to my mind. I was like,
Okay.
okay, I've never thought of these lines. So I think that was an initial motivator, but it got me thinking, how do
Mm.
I go about doing things? He just said it, and I just can't bite the bullet and say, okay, I'll go independent, but how will I get, other clients?
Yeah.
But I think I just sometimes, it's like throwing caution to the wind. I think I just did that here. I said, "ठीक है यार. I mean, even if it doesn't work, it's on me. If it works, it's on me. Let me at least give it a try. I should not have regrets tomorrow that I think I was good enough and I never gave it a try just because I was scared of some unknown fact that probably did not even exist for me."
Yeah.
So I started this. I still remember it was first week of March, just before the lockdown. I started out. A journalist friend of mine was also doing a story in HPL about freelancers getting lucky at this time. And
Okay.
honestly, I know the pandemic situation is pretty bad, but I lucked out big time because I got a lot of clients. And my existing one or two clients that I started with were the biggest, I would say, brand recognitions for me because they helped me. It was word of mouth for them.
Okay.
So that's when I still remember, even today, I've kind of paced a little low in my work here, but that was the time when I worked with 30 odd startups, and I actually raised them from scratch, right from their strategies and things and marketing and how should we go about doing things. Super dynamic entrepreneurs that I met. They had a vision, they had great ideas, and that was again a very heartening experience. And I learned a lot from them. That's when I got thinking, now it's like, when you climb one step, you want to climb the another
Next step.
step and you
Yeah.
still cannot see the staircase, but you think, you're worth it, you can do it. That's
Correct.
what got me thinking that I think I need to do something of my own. I think I'll be a good entrepreneur as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to talk about Srjana now. So how does it feel to launch a business that's close to your heart, and what has been the response like so far?
Srjana was actually a personal uh, understanding that I had. I mean, it started because of speaking to a few people who were actually shutting down their age-old livelihood back home. That's what led to the idea of Srajna initially. And having seen how depraved the situation was, got me thinking that, what is it that can be done to help them? But then again, a lot of my friend circle and family asked me, there are a lot of people already doing it. What is it that you can bring to the table that they have already not done? So that's when it got me thinking and researching. I was like, okay, I need to understand what is the market dynamics, what is it that people are doing, and if there are a lot of people already doing the same thing, why is it that this industry is still struggling to survive and people have to lose their age old livelihood for this? So that's when I got talking to a lot of people. I actually met a few artisans as well. I still remember some time back we had an artisan family who came to our house to work
Okay.
and do the household job. And when I asked him, "Where's your village and what were you doing previously? Where were you working?" He told me I had to shut it down because nobody actually bought my rugs. So that was very disheartening to see. I said, "Now who's going to follow it up?" He's like, "My father is no more. I don't want to carry it because I'll die of hunger after him." Um, so that was a very humbling experience also for me. So that is what led to the idea of Shraddha, and that's when I started researching, and it went on for a long time, much more than anticipated. But I wanted to be sure what I'm doing, I'm on the right track. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what does Srjana actually do? If you can just tell us a bit about it.
So Srajna is basically a platform for all things handmade. We pride ourselves in calling ourselves a purely handmade brand. We highlight products made by traditional artisans. So when we say we highlight products, we basically talk about product range that's to do with lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
We do not include food, clothing, and footwear. Apart from that, anything and everything under the sun that you can think of, we will have artisans to do it. Now, what we're doing a little differently here is that we are trying to get them to do products that are small, that people will eventually use in their day-to-day lifestyle. Say, for example, if I went to a millennial and I said that, would you like a Patan Patola sari or a Pattachitra sari? He or she will probably tell me that, why would I wear a sari? I mean, even my mother's not worn it for so many years, so it's probably redundant for me. If I told them as a heirloom piece, then they say, why would I even have a heirloom when I'm never even going to wear it? So those are the small little challenges we actually faced, that the market in such this the condition that the market is in today, it's also because there are not enough takers. So if we have to create takers, it has to be millennials. We need to reintroduce the craft to them in a different way that they will use, and we need to show them that, even this art form, what you've seen age old, like a chicken curry being done only on a dupatta or a sari or a suit, can be done on your file folders, can be done on your posters, can be done on your trays. A fulkari can come as a keychain or your spoofs that you can sit on in your office or use it also alternatively at your homes. So we knew we had to create something a little differently. So that's what we are trying to build here. Do small little knickknacks which are also budget friendly, which are aesthetically and tastefully done, but they have a vibe of traditional crafts and art form in it. And so we basically want to create a whole eclectic mix of things here.
Yeah, and it's all handmade, right?
Yeah, they're all handmade.
So I think you have spoken a bit about it, like, your work supports Indian artisans and their craft. So why is this cause so important to you?
Like I said, this cause is also important to me because the biggest eye opener was somebody's situation back home. And it's not an empathy cause that I started it with. Honestly, I felt I could make a difference if I thought a little bit differently. Yes, I mean, like I also said that, that entrepreneurial bent of mine, now that it just has crept in, it makes you think. It makes you think, what next? What next?
Correct.
Honestly, so far, I mean, we are trying to get there. We are only a 5-month-old brand as of today. We are slowly building ourselves. We are not here to compete with others and tell them we can do things better. We have a lot to learn from others. We have a lot to learn from their journey. But we would like to do things a little differently than others, or maybe the same things what others are doing. But we would like to just highlight each one of them, give them an equal space and tell them that we're here for you. And what we do is we work mainly on bulk orders, and we look to capture the offline market. That's our primary target as of today.
Sounds amazing, Divya. So, so looking to the future, what are your plans for Srjana, and what do you see your role in the revival of Indian arts? Like, how do you see that?
So we actually want to see ourselves doing a couple of establishments. When I say establishments, it's we are looking to give people a design mix or a tasteful mix of traditional arts meet modern contemporary living. We want to design co-working, co-living. We want to do a restaurants, cafe. We are looking to target people who have a certain budget in mind. Who would want to work around their budget but would want a small little makeover. We are here for them because we have a lot of products that come in each range, right from decor to gardening outdoors. We are looking at targeting landscape architects, interior designers, and a whole range of people. We were recently approached by a couple of stores, renowned stores, to house our products with them. We are working on that. We are also we've had a chance to collaborate with a big export house as well. Okay. So I think we are on track. So it just, like I said, it just gives you that added confidence that you may be on track.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it actually sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
So all the best, Divya, for your Srjana, and I really hope whatever you're envisioning, it comes true in the future. And very soon, hopefully.
Thank you.
So we will leave, you have an Instagram account, right?
Yeah.
So we'll leave the link to your Instagram account in the description so people can reach out to you if they have any requirements, or people want to renovate their cafes and, co-working spaces, so they can get in touch with you. Is that the only way that they can get in touch?
No, they can get in touch with me for any sort of bulk order, whether it's for gifting, events, wedding, and a whole lot of others. And if somebody is actually confused, they want to work with us, they don't know how, we are also here to alternatively suggest to them what is it that we can provide them as well.
Okay, awesome. I think we'll leave all the links in the description so people can reach out to you.
Sure. Thank you.
So before we wind off, we have our last segment called the Rapid Fire.
Right.
Okay, so you'll have to answer rapidly. That's the only condition.
Sure. I'll try
Okay.
my best.
Okay, sure. So shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Which is the book that influenced you greatly?
Um, um, The Alchemist, these were my early days when I started reading.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite too.
Yeah.
One word to describe your journey so far.
Um, One word to, um, I think it's all about my grit
Okay,
or
nice.
probably determination.
Yeah, that's very important, right? So, which is your favorite Indian art form?
I personally like Pichwai and Matani Pacheri, the
Okay.
second.
The most challenging part of entrepreneurship.
It's day in and day out, lots of hard work, no results. And obviously, there are times that people even block you and block your calls. So,
Yeah. So, one habit that keeps you focused.
I think motivation. I just make sure that I'm motivated enough rather than other people motivating me every now and then.
Okay.
That's the key.
Okay. Do you have any dream destination for travel? No, you've been to so many cities, so
I have been to a couple of places abroad as well, but I think Alaska
alas,
is one place. Alaskan cruise is one place that I should plan shortly.
yeah,
Thank you.
I'm sure you will. Okay, now a few this or that. Okay, traditional art or modern design?
Traditional art.
I know. I mean, I should know the answer to that one.
Right.
Handmade or machine made?
Handmade. Any day.
Yeah. Okay. Now, one artist or artisan who inspires you.
They are not one actually. There are many of them. Like I said, I'm really inspired. I love Pichwai art. There are a lot of other art forms. I don't think I'll do justice to each one of them if I spoke to few. Um, but Thikri, there's Pattachitra, there's Kashmiri Ari work, and there are a whole lot of others as well.
Okay. Yeah. For me, some of them are just words because
Right,
I know only the most famous ones that you get to hear. But I think
right.
you have researched so much and you know a lot about it.
No, actually, the idea is to get them, get people to understand that there are other art forms as well.
Yeah,
That's also the idea to educate them at the same time.
true, true. I think awareness is the first step.
Yes.
Yeah. What is your go-to stress buster?
Music.
Awesome.
Any day. Music.
Any dream project or collaboration that you aspire to do or have?
There are quite a few. I won't spill the beans right now, but we are in talks with certain brands as well
Okay.
for collaborations. I think, yeah, they would be a stepping stone to our dream collabs as well.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're done with the questions, but before we go, would you like to share some kind of advice okay, we are Wonder Woman Wednesday, so
Right,
we have a lot of women entrepreneurs who may be thinking about certain things, who may want to start their journey.
right.
So, what advice would you give them?
Like I said earlier, the only thing is if there's your gut telling you you should go for it. I wouldn't say just take the plunge and just risk it all. If you feel yes, you have it in you, I don't think you should wait any longer because life is too short, or probably it's such a long journey upwards. But just take the plunge, work hard as much as you can, be confident, and you're going to get there. But it's all that you need is patience, and you need to be consistent each day.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way to get anywhere in life.
Yeah, consistency is the key, as they say it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Divya, it's been an absolute pleasure to learn about your journey and the different stages that you've been through. So, I
Right.
think your story is the journey that you've been through is like a power of resilience, hard work, vision, and
Right.
we wish you all the best for your Srjana.
Thank you.
We hope we have more conversations with you in the future as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you for giving me this opportunity as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today's conversation with Divya reminds us that no matter what life throws at us, there's always a path forward. Remember, when you sweat in peace, you bleed less in war. Tune in next week for another inspiring episode of Beyond Her Story right here on Wonder Woman Wednesday. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you and bye-bye.